According to the Pew Research Center, 1 in 5 U.S. children today are living in a household with a married stay-at-home mother and her working husband. In 1970, 41% of children lived in this type of household. Most children today, regardless of race or ethnicity, are growing up with a working mother. However, Americans continue to think that having a mother or parent at home is best for a child. In a recent Pew Research survey, 60% of respondents said children are better off when a parent stays home to focus on the family. In many subtle and not so subtle ways, the educational establishment, the corporate world, and radical feminist movement have depreciated and belittled stay-at-home mothers, making them feel as if they are less valuable because they have chosen to dedicate themselves to their children. I believe that whenever possible, a woman with young children should make every effort to put her kids first and her career second. That being said, I understand that life circumstances don't always allow for a mother to stay home with her kids. My heart goes out to these women, and I know they're doing their very best. From my speech today, I want you to understand that stay-at-home mothers are still important and needed for the well-being of our children. Mothers of small children should remain at home because, number one, it benefits children emotionally and intellectually. Number two, motherhood is a divine calling from God. Reason number one, children are benefited emotionally and intellectually from their mothers being at home. Abraham Lincoln said, "All that I am or ever hope to be, I owe to my angel mother." A mother is a child's first teacher. Home is where a baby learns to smile and to laugh. Home is where a toddler learns to crawl, sit up, and walk. Home is where a young child develops an imagination and learns right from wrong. Home is where a child learns who they are, what their potential is, and their capabilities. Home is where bonding takes place, and a child learns to attach to relationships. When a child can attach, that means that they learn to trust people, and trusting people is essential for having healthy relationships throughout life. In short, what happens at home is central to a child's ability to function in all aspects throughout his or her life. According to Jill Savage, the best social science research indicates that young children often suffer negative effects when they are separated from their mothers and placed in child care facilities for many hours each week. Babies, toddlers, and preschoolers need their mothers in order to thrive and become emotionally healthy. In fact, the situation is even more serious than that. Recent studies suggest that kids who spend the majority of their time in daycare are often more aggressive and display poor work habits when they enter school. To make matters worse, doctors have found that many children in daycare have elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol in their bloodstreams. When it comes to whether or not a mother should stay at home with her children, the phrase, "do it for the kids," could not be more applicable. As reason number two, as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we believe that motherhood to be a divine calling. President Everett Taft Benson stated, "A mother's role is God-ordained. Mothers are to conceive, bear, nourish, love, and train." Being a mother is so much more than a biological process. It's a heavenly job created by God before this life. God chooses mothers to bear the responsibility of providing physical bodies for his children, although through the miraculous process of pregnancy and birth. Being a mother means participating in the miracle that is God's greatest work. President Thomas S. Monson said, "One cannot remember mother and forget God." Why? Because these two sacred persons, God and mother, partners in creation, in love, in service, and sacrifice, are as one. Elder D. Todd Christofferson has taught, "A woman's moral influence is nowhere more powerfully felt or beneficially employed than in the home. In all events, a mother can exert an influence unequaled by any other person in any other relationship. A mother's love and high expectations lead her children to act responsibly without excuses, to be serious about their education and personal development, and to make ongoing contributions to the well-being of all around them." Elder Neil A. Maxwell once asked, when the real history of mankind is fully disclosed, will it be Will it feature the echoes of gunfire and the shaping of lullabies? The great armistice made by military men, or the peacemaking of women in homes and in neighborhoods? Will what happened in cradles and kitchens prove to be more controlling than what happened in congresses? I interviewed some of my friends who are stay-at-home mothers and asked why they are stay-at-home mothers. These are some of their responses. My friend Heidi said, "I feel that no job is more important than sharing my child's triumphs and teaching them to be a good person. I get to share in every joy with my child. I become a better person every day as I learn from her and learn more about myself in return." My friend Lava said, "My mom stayed with us when I was growing up, and I loved it. I wanted to do the same for my children." My friend Pam said, "I wanted to be the one who saw my child's first step and heard their first word." My friend Michelle said, I don't want someone or something else to raise my children. Children are so easily swayed, and they need stability. There are many benefits for my son, such as he gets the attention that every child yearns for. I see how eager he is to learn from me, and he makes me a better person." In conclusion, I think that every child can benefit from a parent in the home, because in our world today there are many uncertainties and unstable things. Children need stability, so when they fall down, they can have something to steady themselves on. We are responsible for our children. If we don't teach them, we are doing our society a great disservice by putting out inept and uneducated citizens. I want my children to be respectful, compassionate, and productive citizens, and as a stay-at-home mother, I feel that I have the much better chance of doing that than someone else. It was Rose Kennedy who said, "I looked on child rearing not only as a work of love and duty, but as a profession that demanded the best I could bring to it." Like Rose, I have found that indeed, motherhood is a profession, and our children deserve the best that we can bring to it. I'm not sure what your circumstances are, but if you have very young children and are working full-time by choice, I would urge you to take another look at your options and priorities and carefully weigh what is best for your kids.